What's up, guys? I'm back with another review. This one's for an anime set. This is Ushio and Tora. It's a complete TV series. This is the 2015 to 2016 version, not the one from the late 90s. Anyway, this is from Sentai Filmworks. I watched it on Blu-ray. It's 39 episodes. What I really thought was interesting about this show is that it's kind of like divided in half. Roughly halfway through the series, it kind of shifts tones in terms of narratives. But when the show starts off, it's about Ushio, and he is the son of a kind of eccentric temple, like, master or leader kind of guy. And his dad is always telling him about the monsters and the demons of the world. And, Ushio just kind of disregards it because he thinks that's the old way of thinking, and he doesn't believe in the old wives' tales and folk tales and tall tales and, I don't know, whatever other kind of tales there are. So he's, he just doesn't believe in it. He just wants to live his life and not be concerned with, like, the old ways of doing things. But he soon discovers that whenever he's cleaning up around the temple, he discovers a room where there is a demon that is pinned to the wall using a mystical spear. And it has, like, a tiger looks like on Tora. And this demon wants to be freed, obviously, but he tells Ushio that if you free me, I will eat you. And so there's an instant, like, conflict there, and he's not going to set him free. However, as if the shock of discovering that all these stories he was told by his father were true, after he had been so adamant that, they were just, fables and whatnot, he's now faced with an incoming wave of these, like, evil monsters and demons that are assaulting not just the temple, but, like, the world in general, and it's only going to get worse and worse. He obviously can't fight them off on his own. He has very little choice. He unleashes Tora, and the two of them together, start to battle these monsters and demons. The first half of the series is mostly focused on kind of, they call it Monster of the Week. It's kind of like some episodes of, like, the X-Files and similar shows like that. They have a little bit of story moving forward in terms of continuity, but it's also a lot of the time just dealing with a new monster every week. And that's what happens in Ushio and Tora at first. But what I like about that, and some people didn't like that approach, is that you get to know the lore behind these monsters, and you get to know kind of the world, that these characters live in. You get to get in-depth character development. You learn about everybody and everything. And then about halfway through the show, it switches up to become like a more non-episodic form, to where you need to start watching every episode because things build over episodes and a larger arc is taking place. So it's no longer self-contained episodes. It's more of like, the last half is one big storyline. But if you go right into the big storyline without having those episodic, earlier installments, then you lose that sense of depth of the characters. We don't get to know them nearly as much, which means we can't connect with them enough. And when you have an end of the world type scenario like this series has, I think it's important that you connect with the characters. Otherwise, you're not going to really care what happens to them. And it was also just cool to learn about the different monsters and demons, and to get a lot of backstory on the world that this, story takes place in. I just thought it was really cool. I understand why people may be thrown off by the fact that it goes from episodic to a larger story arc. But it works, and I don't have any issue with it. I really like the story here. I like the characters. I like how we get to know everybody so well, and that really makes you invest in the characters. And plus, it's just cool, man. Some of these monsters and demons are just awesome, and it's really cool to, get a closer look at some of them and to get to know them better before we go into this epic, big showdown. Another thing that I really like about this, I think is maybe one of the better aspects of it, is the fight scenes are really cool. They look beautiful. They have really cool action sequences. I do think, though, one of the kind of downfalls to binging episodes is that you get to see the fights so close together that they kind of get a little bit repetitive. But even so, they're just really cool to watch. So when you combine the fight scenes with the great story, how often do you get great fight scenes and a great story? I don't get to see that very often in anime, so I was glad to have that. On top of that, the animation is just gorgeous throughout the whole series. I really liked it. It has like a dark, super detailed vision. I really appreciated it. I was pausing it a lot to check out a lot of the details and the different character and monster demon designs. The Blu-ray set from Sentai Filmworks has the original Japanese track. It's also got clean open and close credits, promo videos, all kinds of stuff like that. I really like the series. Like I said, I understand why people maybe don't understand that shift in tone going from episodic to a bigger story arc. But believe me, it makes perfect sense. You need time to invest in these characters and to learn about this world. Otherwise, why would you care? You know what happens if you don't have that connection. So it was pretty crucial that they did that. It was a pretty big risk, but I think it paid off. It is an expensive set. It's 39 episodes, but I think it's definitely worth it. It is available on Blu-ray and DVD. I highly recommend you check it out on Blu-ray just because this animation is so beautiful. Seen in HD, I think it's definitely worth the extra bucks. That's Ushio Tora. I highly recommend it if you like action or kind of supernatural anime. I really had a lot of fun with the series. It went by pretty fast. I watched the whole thing in less than a week, and I just really liked it. That's it. Hopefully you like this review. If you do, make sure to check out my website, markfusion.com. I've got a full write-up on Ushio Tora there, as well as a lot of other anime from Sentai Filmworks, as well as crazy movies of all kinds, video games, stuff like that. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at markfusion. You can follow me there. If you like this video, please do drop a sub. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try to increase my anime output, if only just for my good buddy DBS. So thanks for watching this review. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you soon.